Hi, guys. Welcome. How are you? How's everybody tonight? Tonight we have Joonbas from Scribble Labs joining us. He's an old friend of mine, an OG Solana side upper. So let's go to Joonbas. Hi,
Hi,
welcome.
what's up?
How are you
Thanks for
doing?
good, good. Thanks for having me. Super excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. We've been trying to get this arranged forever, and I'm so excited you get to be a part of our Road to Mint marathon. It's so great.
Eh,
GMs, everybody, GNs, GEs, wherever we are. Let me just put a few GAs in the chat. Um, so we are going to get right into it. Tell me, what the fuck is Scribble Labs?
Scribble Labs is a super fun, weird blockchain dev cult. We like making stuff and things, and we've been doing it for quite a while. So that's my that's my 30-second.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
When you say quite a while, like how long have you been working in
So
the space?
cumulatively between me, Toast, M6, and Cal, we've been building together for about 6 months together. Prior
Nice.
to that, we had all worked in some like we're all freelancers, so like we
Yeah.
all worked in capacity with each other. But it was like half a year ago. We were just like, you know what? What if we all just took everything we do and then just go like this, and make something fun?
It's like what's that
It's a
transformer, the super transformer when all the transformers get together? Megatron?
it's a
You formed
sandwich
your
of talent.
Megatron?
Yeah, so it's fun. It's not an NFT project. It's not a tokenized collection. It's really just a gathering of people around sometimes super absurd things, but also just general blockchain technologies. We've built quite an array of tooling for other projects. That's how we've survived as a company and kind of get the freedom to do what we want. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk about just a little bit pre-Scribble Labs. Like, what were you up to? How did you get into Web3? Maybe how did some of your partners get in or their backgrounds? Give me like the lore.
Okay, OG lore. I want to say 2 years back, I had a very good in real life friend of mine be like, "Hey, you have this money. You know what you should get into, dude? You should get into Solana at 250." And so, like, I started checking it out. I wasn't a super big trader, but I was more curious about like the idea of like truly decentralized freelance work. So my partner and I were doing copywriting and like branding at the time. I hadn't really worked on any like personal development or like site building at the time. It was more just like, hey, this is a brand aesthetic. This is your brand voice. This is a good way to dispense information for people. And I saw a lot of people could use some help with that in this space. So that's kind of how we started. We're like, hey, you don't write well in English. We do. Um, Work something out, man. And so like, we kind of started off doing that. It was a lot of like super early grunt work was like cold DMing people being like, sir, do you have a job? Anything you could do. I hadn't met anyone at that point that was like, yo, we're going to just do some wild shit together. Maybe like after like 2-3 months of like struggle contracts and like getting rubbed on like by like projects, I got a really good opportunity to work with this software company called Creator Machine. They had made a self-service launchpad. It kind of broke down the barrier for users to be able to create on their own. What users did with that was kind of up to them after that point. But as far as um, it's pretty much free to launch. Like you can make up to a 10K collection for under like $50, I would say on average. And
Oh,
so it opened up,
what?
yeah. So they processed a lot through their platform. The most popular route was the self-service platform. You didn't have to talk to anyone. You just have the JPEG. You're able to make a mint site, generate your art, set up the metadata, the whole shebang. So during my time with them, I want to say like 750-ish projects launched through using that particular software platform. And so I got to meet a lot of people through that. Also kind of gave me an eye for like, hey, if you're making a thing, this is where it could go wrong, or this is something that like fucks with the user experience in general. This is what you can do to avoid it in the future. I probably learned the most from that period, just because it was like hyper accelerated, right? It's like
Yeah, of course.
maybe out of those 700 people or 700 like projects, right? Like I talked to 70, 80 of them in like a short time frame, and you got to kind of see like, hey, these guys are super professional. They'll probably do like yeah, it was. That was the OG fellowship team. Like Alpha Gardeners launched to their platform, they're still around. But then like on like the opposite side, right? Like if you give true freedom to people to do whatever, human nature takes this course and motherfuckers do super irresponsible shit. And so like on the same time you see a lot of people just kind of, make meme collections or like unsavory things. It was
Mm-hmm.
interesting. But then after that, we were like, hey, we should probably just like start making our own products. I had met one of our lead developers, Toast. He does all our DevOps stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, helped him with a few launches. He was the dev for like Soul Bookie, Soul City Poker, and a few other things at the time. So we kind of just put our heads together, and he like this dude actually like fast forward to now. This motherfucker crashed on my couch for 2 months, dude. He came over and we just worked like
Nice.
yeah, it was crazy. But that was
Nice.
kind of like early
Doesn't
stuff now.
doesn't that sound like the behind the musics of Web3? Like these are the stories we're going to be telling in like 10 years. It's the behind the musics, you know?
It's
Um,
crazy. I don't like you truly actually like if you connect with someone and you're like feel comfortable that they're not gonna like rob or kill you in your sleep. Like sometimes it's crazy. Like that dude would be invited to any family cookout gathering, whatever.
nice. Nice.
Yeah,
The other thing I wanted to tell you is that I started with decoders as a proofreader, so I know the importance of like because Vittler is not it's not his first language, English, and it's like my G, let me help you. And this was something that I said to him from I was a whale in his last project, Wastelanders, and I was like, please let me help you with the tweets. This this isn't going your way necessarily all the time. Yeah, so
that's fine.
you know, that's one tiny thing that can help so much. Like I remember that I once went to a space when cheddar was popular in the space. Um haven't heard that name in a while, right? He's still around. He's out there, but not very frequently. But he did a sponsored space for somebody, and the guy who he was doing it for, I guess he'd never spoken to. They like did a bait and switch, and
It's
the
crazy.
other guy spoke like minimal English, and it was like, what? Yeah, it was
It's
very
incredible.
like Cheddar had a very hard time, but it's the little things that will trip you up for sure.
Yeah.
So anyways, so okay, so we've talked a little bit about the lore and like it's you, Toast, and Yi. Is that it?
Yeah, so Yi's our creative director, artist. He's done all of the designs for like the website, the vending machine, the launchpad, the multi-chain crypto swap. Like that dude is so big brain and underrated. He drops the finest art. I met him as a collector. I was on Form Function and I saw that. I was like, that shit makes my brain like tick. Let me buy it. And then I took it a step further. I'm like, if I DM him, will they answer? And so like ever since then, like we've had a really good relationship. I just like, every time I need something, I just like, brother, take this. And then he returns the most extravagant, like dope shit. Yeah, Toast is our DevOps guy. He sets up all of our like infrastructure, makes sure that we can like track the data we need to track and shit doesn't break. Cal is our lead like creative developer. He makes most of the fun products we have. He made the Discord based PvP RPG, the vending machine, and a few other things for us. And then I handle all of the everything else. But
Nice.
yeah, no, it's fun, man.
Nice. So, all right, let's talk a little bit more because you mentioned a lot of things that like you have going on there.
Yeah.
Let's kind of I guess let's talk about like what was your first product?
Ooh, for like first product when we met, or first product when we were like we would consider this like a finalized, like we're super happy with this,
Hmm, I
like
guess
MVP, or like finished. Yeah,
y-
I got you.
dealer's choice. Dealer's
Deal
choice.
dealer's choice. First thing we collectively made together was a pretty good marketing psyop, but also like something fun for our friends. So it started with a Discord-based PvP RPG. There's a health, magic, stat, like whole D&D laundry list shebang of stats, items, and things that go into this game. On the surface, for the user, it feels like a Rumble Royale, where they see their username, they see their opponent's username, it's all tucked away nicely in an embed. Um, and so we had made this. We're like, cool, up to 100 players in a Discord server can play together if they so choose. And then we added Solana integration. But from there, it just kind of snowballed into a wide variety of things, some out of like necessity or because like it was more of like a solution, and we're like, hey, that's actually like nice. So we ended up making an entire Discord based wallet system. It should function as an escrow wallet. Like, would I feel comfortable having $1,000 in there? Sure. Would I want $100,000 in there? Probably the fuck not, you know. Like let's just be real. So it can hold SPLs, it can hold NFTs, it can hold Solana. um, and so we're like, okay, cool. When we were in our early beta trials, things would break, right? And so the users testing it would send their wallets. And so we're like, okay, that sucks. Like, so we made a tip system. Anyone with a registered wallet, you can just use slash tip, type their username, send them Solana. And it's done, man. It's instant. It's cool.
Nice.
Um, yeah, we built that because we had a round break with like 10 people, and we're like, do we airdrop everyone, manually do this, or like, what if we just made this? And so that was fun. Um, but now it's grown, like our wallet systems and like 24 servers, like Icon, Ghost Kid, Mobbed Out, ours. Shit, there's more. And so like you can, your balance actually tracks across everything. So if you like, you won't forget your money in one place. It'll go with you no matter what.
Oh,
You can
that's
tip
cool.
anyone else with a registered account. But we made the RPG free because we were like, okay, this market sucks. Nobody wants to pay for products right now. Like, we've acknowledged that as like a existential problem. We're like,
Hmm.
unless it's a highly customized product that someone asks you for, it's hard to cold sale and be like, buy my product, brother, because like they don't want it. So we're like, check this out. It's free. It comes with a tip system. You get all of this if you just like trust me to not like fuck you, basically. And so like, I had a lot of good friends who are founders that were like, yeah, dude, sign me up, whatever. um, and then it just kind of snowballed. Like, I think right now we're sitting at like 850 registered user with registered wallets, um, for this system. But it's a start, man. We're just trying to do something uh,
I
fun.
mean, building in the bear, it's what it's about. Like we say it all the time and I have to remind the team all the time, like especially the dev, that we're building in a bear and you know, we can afford to fail a couple of times, we can afford to pivot 1,000 times. Like, you know, not that many people are watching, and the people who are kind of,
Open.
already have been through some shit. So they're like, this ain't anything. We're just,
Do
doing
you remember Staking by Board King as being like default 100K like market cap project?
staking which one?
Staking by Board King was like an announcement post that would drive like these like crazy like early like soul projects to like it was just it was an absurd timeline. I think we've come a long way.
Yeah.
Seeing products built by like people like West and like I don't know, like there's just so many like cool in real life has a purpose beyond like, hey
Yeah.
man, if I give you a shit coin, you'll get another shit coin. But on
Yeah.
top of that shit coin, you'll get this shit coin, bro. Check this
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, the growth is slower than you'd expect for all that we've been through, but I think it's finally coming where, like, you know, utility projects, uh, groups of people like you who are building out infrastructure. I think it's coming to the point where we will be celebrated shortly. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, when the bull comes back, there's going to be more of the shitty stuff. But I think everybody who's hung out is like a little bit more wise to that stuff. Like, ask questions about the tokenomics. Just doesn't accept that they're getting an SPL token that's going to buy them a Lambo. You know what I'm saying?
There's although you know what, like on the dev side, I have seen a lot more in the way of like public opportunity. So like Cubic was doing some really cool like quadratic based grant funding rounds. So like they had specified category. If your community pulled together and donated $100, I think it would translate to like $300 or $400 um, in funding, and it was cool, man. And so like shit like that, or what like Solana Foundation was hosting, I think like the Hyperdrive event.
Oh, uh-oh. I lost him. Okay. Are you seeing me, King? Are you seeing me? Oh, there you
Yeah,
are. You're back.
yeah,
You were
yeah, yeah.
okay.
I've
You froze
disappeared
for a
from
minute.
before. You too, yeah.
Okay, cool. Continue. Sorry.
I have no idea. My brain is just gone.
You were talking about Cubic.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Cubic, the round. What was the last thing you heard? Just like Cubic.
It just Cubic, really, and then
Oh
you
shit.
froze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Cubic does this quadratic grant funding round. So like they'll specify category. You build a product. You submit it to them, and they review it, make sure you met the qualifications. They say cool, you're applied to be in this like pool. And so like say they say 20K prize pool for this event. If your community donates $100 to you in the early rounds, you get like $300, $400, and it compounds. Like if you really rack up public attention, you get to definitely perform well, and you'll get the money at the end of the event. There's this guy Thomas from Rubians, and I think he has a really strong community. He does game development in the space, and
Huh.
I think he got like 2K, 3K, and like additional funding just from his community being like, "Here's $5, man. Here's $10, man." So like
Oh
shit like
wow.
Cubic's cool. I would check it out. Uh,
Oh, will do.
not not a paid sponsor. I just like the thing.
Yeah, not an ad,
Not
everyone,
an ad,
but
dude.
check
But
it
that's
out.
cool.
Um, do you like? I know you said you have that in Discord game, which I definitely I'm in a lot of those Discords, so I do want to check that out. But do you have any thoughts or any uh are you guys involved in any of the Web3 games or Web3 gaming at all?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of our lead developers, he built the earliest versions of Soul City Poker for Joonbas. So we've had exposure there. Same with like it's definitely been more like a mix of like GameFi with like traditional like interests like poker and like sports books and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like building. Cal's building something kind of secret right now. It's a browser based game. Uh, we're thinking about not having it just be a crypto game at all and just be like, hey, this is something you can enjoy for aesthetic or fun reasons.
Nice.
But we're using our vending system to kind of run leaderboard events for things. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So, okay, I have so many questions.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Fire away, dude.
all
I got
right. So, I guess my first question is like, what are your thoughts? Because what are your thoughts on Web3 gaming? Because the sentiment right now that I'm hearing out there and I've heard very often is like this is pretty much the future. Now the original Web3 gaming, like the three that I was involved with, have not gone anywhere. They're not completely dead, but they haven't gone anywhere either. So I know that the space and the Web3 gaming thing is evolving. People buying into those Web3 gaming projects is also evolving. So they know it's not like an instant gratification type thing. What are your thoughts on Web3 gaming in general?
I think it should just represent the same pocket of fun as traditional gaming. If it wants to like actually see like mass appeal, I look like I'm a degenerate. So like ultimately, I find myself enjoying like the idle games and like the things that are like this isn't a Ponzi, but then you look at it and you go like, like okay, like Stefan was one of the biggest ones. If people would consider it a game, but like when you know, like you're like I walk to get money and you say that sentence out loud, and people like regular people look at you like you're crazy. I don't, but I've seen cool things. There's someone that I definitely want to shout out as far as like Web3 gaming being cool, functional, and makes use of blockchain technology. This dude named Shanksy. He's got like 1,000 Twitter followers, but he showed me this shit, man. Like I would say like he's the first person that I know to do this thing. And so what he does is he makes NFT game ROMs. So he packages like an entire game into the metadata and makes it a playable cartridge. And you can play it on his site. And like, there's super like what he has live is like the like if you want to try it, I'll send it to you, but you got to send it back.
Okay, definitely want to try
No,
it.
it's crazy because it's like okay, like if you remove the you could remove the word NFT entirely and say this is a digital game cartridge, right?
Yeah.
Like and like what he's doing is building like a library of them, almost like a OG catalog. He did some like collabs with like OX Banana, super like honestly like I would say that's the coolest real life. Like you could in theory just be like, bro, try this game. Boop, send it for like 1/1000th of a fucking penny, and next thing you know, you're playing this game, and you can make a certain amount of copies of it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
gaming collector's dream. But I do like I just like I making a proper game is stupid expensive, right? So
Yeah.
is there enough capital and soul to like make something like a AAA title? Probably not. ETH maybe, but then you have to trust people to like pull off something, and it's like then you ask questions like why if there's no crypto integration in the game, why aren't they going through traditional channels like Kickstarter or like working like in like already existing gaming communities? Um, but like I guess it's just like what part does the crypto play in the game, right? Is it something you play to make money? Is it something where the assets are just digital collectibles and you can like use them in some form or function? Like I don't know. Like I don't know too. I don't know too. Like I'm not deep in the world of Web3 gaming. We have like experimental stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, cool. And so, okay, let's go back to Scribble and let's go back to something that I'm excited to talk about. Like, I know that you've been excited about it for a while, but let's talk about the vending machine because that,
Yeah, that's the baby, man. That's the fucking baby. Shout out Cal. It was definitely I think it was like a month and a half to put it together, get some beta testers. Once we did some internal testing, we're doing a kind of like secret full scale application of it right now. Um, so far, since like public launch of like an official vending machine, we processed around 5,000. No, I'm sorry, that is cap. It's like 2,700 in sales roughly through the vending platform.
hmm
Um, but okay, so what it does, okay, this is what it does. It's a Discord application. It looks aesthetic. It allows you to dispense SPL tokens, NFTs, Discord roles, whitelist spots, and it comes fully inclusive with our wallet-based system. So we made it a standalone app that ties into the same database as the wallet system. So I actually made a test machine for people that want to try it in person. I haven't. Here, let me make sure it's working. um, yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you send, yeah, if you want somebody from Decoders to break it, I can share it in the chat
that sounds fun.
as a beta tester.
Let me see if I have it live in the dev server right now. So yeah, basically, it all a user has to do from a base end would just be hit slash register. It makes them account. They never have to connect a hot wallet for this to work. So all they would do is they would use slash balance. They would get their wallet address. They could copy paste that into their Phantom send files. So no connections there. Same thing with withdrawing or tipping. Is you don't need someone's wallet address to send them a tip. If you know their username and they have an account, um, it will let you send funds. If they don't have an account, it will tell you, so it won't ghost burn your money. Um, and yeah, so far, like for the first like introductory period, we basically went to all of our friends and said, "Look, nobody gives a fuck about anything right now. We're gonna do something wild. We're just gonna give this to you guys for free. Try it out, whatever." And so that's how we got like at least like the base level of interest of it. Right? It's just like it's kind of weird. So
Yeah.
we did a test run in a secret server. We sold 100 Discord roles. We basically said this gets you lifetime access for this event. And in like 2 3 days, we've converted people from buying an NFT for verification purposes and for utility. We said we'll give you a static price. You don't have to worry. There's no floor. There is no tradable asset. It said you want to be in this event. You buy this role through the vending machine. Here's how. I think it took us like 2 3 days to be like, this is how you do it. We had we had an initial group of people who already had accounts. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, right? It's like for DAOs that don't want to make an NFT collection or have their valuation be decided by something out of their control, but they still
Mhm.
want to have that collective. It's like, cool, make a role for permanent access. It's a one-time fee. You can use that. Um, if you have a monthly role, have users buy the role at the beginning of the month. The pass makes it active till the end of the month. End of the month, purge the fucking role. Start over again when you make a new. We're just trying different shit, man.
Yeah, of
Like
course. Of
it
course.
keeps it keeps
Yeah.
growing on top of itself. Like when we're like, hey, what if we did this thing, and then it turns into three more things. So you
Yeah.
know,
It's
we're having fun.
cool. And I think that's really the beauty of the bear, to be honest with you, is that like you have this time and this space to just be like, let's try this shit and let's see if it works. Do you know what I mean? If we were all like, we've already seen, well, I've only seen a slight taste of the, I mean, I got in about a little bit after you. I got in at like 150, so it was still busy. There was still a lot of like hot goss and the timeline was pumping. There were still a lot more people than there are now. But when we're at the like maybe not the pico top, but like when we start pumping again, you aren't going to have time to do all of these things. We're not going to have time for these conversations. We're just going to have to be like pumping stuff out. And, there's going to be real money on the line at that stage, not like tip, like a tip for a burger money that we're dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. Let me see. I'm gonna spin up a roll vending machine and that'll serve if anyone wants to
Oh,
slide
yeah,
by, try it out.
definitely. Do you have access to the chat? If not, put it in the private chat that we have
Okay,
and I'll move it over.
that sounds good. I'm just trying to do some
Yeah, no
do
worries.
69
So
spots.
that's cool.
So all you have to do is have at least 0.01 in your account, and then just hit slash register.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
what I can do is if you just message tag me in the chat, um, first like two, three people, I'll just send you some salami so you can see the tipping system.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Let me send you. Oh, oh,
Yeah. So I'll probably not do it till tomorrow now. Okay. Cool. I'm
that's
gonna I'm going to copy this over. So I'm going to copy this over to our chat. So we will try to figure out a place for this tomorrow.
Sounds
This
good.
is dope, though. All right, cool. Alrighty. Oh no, I'm in your chat, so I'll get in there. Yeah. And alrighty. So we've talked about the vending machine. What else are you excited about? Actually, let's go back a little bit. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let me talk to you about Scribble Labs and what you've done for other people or projects. Like,
Ooh,
what have you
yeah.
been? What are you up to there?
Okay, so we have a pretty big laundry list. Let me pull up the website real quick. I would say most notable, we helped Turtles with their V1 and V2 platform um, of the initial
Kernels? Did you say?
Turtles. I
Oh,
love kernels.
turtles. No,
I
not
do love
kernels.
kernels though. I do. Look. She's cool, man. She's different. Respected, smart dev, dude. She's cool.
I do like
Yeah.
her.
Shout out kernels. No, so we helped. Our team helped with the early Turtle Ventures platform, and then the second platform after the exploit Cap VC, and then ever since then, like, we have a pretty good relationship with Kana and Meta. Um, and then other one, Chungus, Soul City Poker, helped him with the early variations, helped him with Pop. I did the art for Pop. He saw okay, Pop was I was doing these one of one animated um for lack of a better term, dick pepes. Like they were animated, some of them. Like we're just it was meant to be absurdist, and I did them all like Game Boy OG Game Boy Grace like green scale, and
Yeah.
he looked
It's
at that and he said, "I'd love to have that generative." And so like, I was just like, "Ah, whatever, dude. Like I'll do it."
generative dicks. All
Generative,
right.
but look, okay, but we built something cool from that. What we built on the dev side was we built a bulk animation script. So say you're doing a pixel collection, instead of doing a one of one for every single slot, you can now just make each uh, trait by frame to make a full animation, and then you can bulk duplicate them all, and it fixes it in the metadata. So like you could actually like in like it very real have a be like I have all of these assets and all of them I have in a full range of motion. You can run that through our script and it spits out a correct metadata animated collection, which is cool. So that was fun from that. Will it make someone millions of dollars? No. Will it save you a metric dick ton of time if you're trying to do a generative animated collection? For sure.
Amazing. Is I wonder if Jazz is in the chat. Jazz is part of core team. He's a big Pepe fan. I'm like, have you checked out these Pepes?
They're on my. They were on form function.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, I ported them over to Exchange Art. Um,
Yeah, the form function, the death of form function
it
is
was
really
so
sad.
aesthetically pleasing as like
Yeah,
a platform. That shit,
yeah,
like, it
yeah,
looked good. It felt good.
yeah. There, I
Ah,
mean, it had its problems, but we still rocked with it harder than the alternative. Yeah, and now that the alternative is the only way to go, which makes me so sad still. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the replacement.
I have a question for you, V.
Yes.
Would they sell you a can of juice drink with 150 milligrams of caffeine in Europe?
No, I don't think. Well, England and Europe are a little bit different. I'm in England right now, but I don't think so. I think it would be considered. I think it would be
Poison,
considered dangerous.
dude. It makes me. I realize how much of a like dependency I've developed for going fast, man. Like I don't know. I'm like sometimes I'm like that's like 9 cups of coffee. Well,
Yeah,
no, okay, like daily consumption, like 600 milligrams of caffeine sometimes, and it's like that's why my sleep's scuffed too. So
yeah. I try to stick to like 1 cup of coffee, and then when I'm working, I'm allowed 1 cup of coffee and one other caffeinated drink. Doesn't have to be coffee. But yeah, I yeah, I can't imagine that much caffeine pumping through my brain, pumping through my veins.
I mean, you're asking before like what are some things that like we enjoyed though. We made so like or you're asking about like things we made for other people. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, of course.
Turtle, Soul City. We did some work for Bad Environment. Um, One of our boys, M6, did a bunch of like Twitter automation. There was a period of time where he like there's a difficulty in making anything that resembled utelist or automating processes on Twitter because one, like the Twitter API conflicts and like shit getting hella expensive. Uh, so yeah, don't want to spill the sauce on that, but like we were able to figure some stuff out. Um, and then yeah, like I'd say my favorite person that we worked with along the way though, who was actually probably meeting one of our developers, M6, and working with Cal. Like I would actually say like that's probably how we ended up working together. It was just good synchronicity.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice. So, what are we, so you got the vending machine,
got the
you
vending
got
machine.
the projects that you've worked with, you've got the launch pad.
Yeah,
Um,
so we got so starting from the top, we got the Discord base. This is all like just our stuff, not stuff we made for other people. It's
yeah.
like things that we have loving and beautiful ownership over. So we got the Discord based PvP, RPG. We have the Web3 vending machine for SPL tokens, NFTs, and Discord rules. Also, can pay users um, that have an SPL token, you can pay them a SOL equivalent through the vending machine. So you can use it as a redeemable um, cash machine, if you will. And then all of that's just loaded. It'll give the admin a private key. They plug it into their Phantom wallet. Whatever they put into the Phantom wallet is the goods that can be dispensed. We have a multi-chain crypto swap. It's not as complicated as it sounds. It just functions as a very aesthetically pleasing wrapper. But we were just thinking about it less of like, oh, we'll make a shit ton of money from this. More just like, hey, this is a complete thought. It looks good. It functions. This adds to the portfolio of things.
So what do you liken that to? Is that like that's
You
out in the world already?
multi-chain crypto swap,
Uh-huh.
money exchange, but for completely different currencies. So you have Solana, you want Bitcoin, it converts it.
So is it like a no, Jupiter's an aggregator, but what
Which is
the
I would,
sites that Jupiter goes to, is that what it's
it,
like?
the I guess the simplest explanation would be it's a wrapper for Simple Swap, but with our aesthetics and branding and code.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's not meant to be a competitor product to anything existing. That's a market for people with a fuck ton more money than we do. It was more meant to be like, hey, it functions as an attractive tool. So it's more like if you're one of our users, you already feel comfortable with our products, you might or may not use it, but it's more just like to complete the thought. We have the Candy Machine V3 Launchpad. We have all the creator tools that we've made for it, like bulk duplication, bulk animation, um, just art generation, the whole shebang. We have the working template. It's actually there's a template on there's not a template. There's a demo mint on our site that we made for free. What I could do is I could also because okay, so like check this out. You want you want to gatekeep an art drop to 100 people, right? You say each person should only get one of this, and each of those people should have a specific Discord role, right? So you load a vending machine up with an SPL token. You say you guys can have it for 0.01, right? Like the minimal amount to make it. Cool. They pay that. That can't be botted. It can't be like purchased by people without that criteria. And so you can ensure like, hey, this is a super high end art drop. It's truly meant to be one for one. I don't want some like asshole getting 20 or 25 of these. You can determine that in the vending machine and boom, dispense the token one to one. Or you could mint the NFTs yourself. put them into the vending machine, set the same criteria. Uh, that's a little more expensive, but I mean, you're doing a 50, 100 piece drop. They're all valuated at 2 SOL each. Why wouldn't you guard them if you already know you have more than 50 people interested? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a pretty decent. I mean, we built if we dug deep into the dev archives, we could pull out a bunch of like random stuff, whether it's like ever be like significant or culturally important. Probably not. you know.
Yeah. 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 Um, sorry. Puppy is waking up as I thought he might. If you're hearing anything. Okay, so we got I stopped you. You were listing off just so much stuff that you
There's a
guys are
lot.
building.
It's
So
fun.
the
All the
the
stuff.
multi-currency swap was the last thing we talked about. What else? What else we got going on, Scribble?
Oh, did I disappear?
No, 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 no,
Dude, I'm tripping.
no, 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 no.
What else with Scribble? I mean, it's just meant to be fun. We've been doing a lot of one thing we're talking about doing is like distributing vending to a few of our artist friends that are doing collections, and we're like, look, like making money is fun, but you guys are our friends and they've helped us in the early beginning. So we're like, fuck it. You get a vending machine. You get a vending machine.
You get a
You get a
vending
vending
machine.
machine. Yeah, like
Have you
it's been
spoken to
like that.
Chainsy?
I haven't like honestly. So like that's the trade off we made, right? Is we got to make a bunch of shit, but like classic scenario of like, okay, we have all these things. How do we present them in their best possible format?
Yeah,
So like that's the part where we're of the journey we're on now. Is like
yeah,
we're not an NFT project, so we don't have a timeline. We're on
yeah,
our
yeah. Of
financial
course,
slice,
of
but
course. I mean, I would start out with somebody a little, a, a community that's a little bit more approachable. Maybe the Ghost Lords. I think that I'm so would be totally into that, trying it out. Like
I,
and he's a sweetheart. So I'll
I think
definitely introduce you to him if you don't know him.
I appreciate that. I think the approach we're really just taking with this is like it's it's not like a show. Like I really appreciate the word of mouth culture community. They're like, hey, I know these people. I feel comfortable trying whatever, like even if it's like a stupid idea or a terrible
Hmm.
idea or
Hmm.
experimental, right? They're like, I'll try it, man, because like why
Hmm.
not? Yeah.
It's
So yeah, no, dude,
cool.
that's sick. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem, no problem. Okay, so we have like 14 minutes left, 15 minutes
Oh
left.
yeah.
Let's talk about like I know you say like a lot of your products aren't like competing with other projects, but realistically, are there we also talked before the show and you said like there are people that were in the space doing similar things to you that aren't anymore and you guys are still here. Like realistically, where is Scribble heading? Where do you guys see
Yeah.
yourself in like the next year kind of
So kind of like year to date summary. We did an art collection. We started as an art collective, which is kind of how we ended up meeting all the people. Through that, we raised like 26K. We stretched that over a year, which is fucking insane. We made about 12K in royalties, which helped like support that. Um, and then from there, I'm like, hey, so like these are our choices. We can evolve, or we can just continue doing art, or we can, like I hesitate to say company. I would definitely say it's more of startup culture, but it's also just like friends doing stuff together that like and it just lasted longer than like I don't know a casual
thing?
relationship. So just even like having something hit like there cemented made like we've made these products, we've made this stuff, we made these things, like just feels
Yeah. Yeah. So,
good.
go on.
Oh, but as far as like future trajectory, I mean, we've got enough runway to just keep making more products, more stuff. Like we're not on a rush timeline. Cal was working on a few fun things. He said he had a trading card game concept planned out, as well as a browser-based game. One of our other developers is making a farming simulator. That's more his own personal endeavors for sure. But like I don't know, like there's just always like niche. subculture things to be made using the tech we have.
Of course. And some of those niches are like, I know that your like end goal isn't really like, I mean, I think everybody's end goal is making some money because we need it for survival, but like it's not just out here making things to make money, but like some of those niche things are so profitable, you know?
That's what we're kind of finding. So like as far as like how are we sustainable? Well, we don't have an NFT for Scribble, so there's no like immediate capital raise. We've been keeping it up with freelance work. We do anything from site building, digital marketing. Um, I did the digital marketing campaigns for a few pretty fun companies as well. I got to
Nice.
work with Belak from Gigadao. He's doing some pretty big things at GigaDex. I got to work with the boys from West 57. We do dev
Nice.
freelance contracts like site building, front end design,
Yeah.
and that's where we make our bread and butter. And then our products, I'd say the only one that's been okay. The RPG made about 80 sold in the first 7 days, but then usership died off over a period of a couple months as the pool of active crypto users diminished.
Yeah.
Um, vending machines on
No,
a
but
good trajectory right now. So far through vending, we processed like 157 SOL through that system, and then we just made something kind of degenerate. It, for live stream purposes, we'll call it the box of greed. That is not what the machine's actually called, but basically what it is users can buy an unlimited amount of tickets for things, and all this money goes into the pool at the end of the set timer. Whoever wins, but it's all Discord based. It uses our wallet system.
mhm.
Winner wins 95.5% of the pot. Um, we could make it automated, but right now we're just opening up tickets for users.
Mhm.
I think through that we've had 12 soul and winners so far. Um, and it just random. It just says your ticket won, and so like biggest pot one was 4.5 soul from 45 entries. The dude won with 2 tickets. Um,
Nice.
yeah. So like I don't know, we make stuff and things that make money. Like making money is always nice for sure, but I feel like when you behold yourself to someone with money, like if this person says, "Hey man, I like your idea. I'm gonna give you $50,000, but I'm gonna expect 100,000 in 6 months," right? It puts the pressures on you to create things that aren't you, create things that like are driven with the purpose to extract versus like okay, you can still lose money on our products or doing things or buying stuff, whatever. But like at least like I don't know, I feel like the intent's different where it's like nobody owns us versus like, oh, we gotta listen to fucking father dude, father moneybags telling us what to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
No,
said,
there's power in that. I did Solana over easy for the first time on Sunday night. We did Solana over easy, which is obviously a spin-off of Solana Side Up. And the first question Vittler asked me was like, "Why aren't you monetizing Solana Side Up?" And I was like, "Because when I
freedom.
thought about it, I just didn't want to change that vibe. I didn't want to change that integrity. I didn't want it to ever not be a safe space for the homies. And so I will do other things that will monetize. I'll even monetize Solana over easy. And I'm thinking of doing a nighttime space now that I have like more time. It won't be till after breakpoint, but I'll probably do a Solana scrambled in the 8 o'clock hour or something like that. But no, Solana side up, and somebody came in and gave me the confirmation I needed the day after we had that conversation, because I'm like, am I being naive or silly about this? Because I feel very like what's the word, convicted in the fact that I made the right choice by not ever making Solana side up a sponsored space whatsoever. But somebody came in the very next day and was like, this is one of my favorite spaces, and it's because you know it's fun, it's not toxic. We can have high level, high intellect conversations in here, but we can also like make that's what she said jokes, and it's like That's what I wanted. That, it's more like drive time radio. And was it what I intended when I first started? I don't think so, because I didn't know what I was doing. To be
That's
honest with you, that I'm the most unlikely Twitter Spaces host you've ever met, because Jazz, I don't think he's in the chat anymore, but he always says, whenever somebody says, like, oh my God, the Epiphany, this Twitter Space host, he was like, when she came into the spaces, like, she would not talk to us. Like, we're like, does this chick talk? Because I was like, I don't know what to say. I was like, I didn't know anything about Solana, NFTs, any of that stuff. So,
but your spaces were different, man. That's why, because like, okay, for me, the reason I took a big break from like micro public sphere, right? Like the super small sphere of Solana users on Twitter Spaces at like 7 in the morning, and like I didn't want to hear other people talk about NFTs. I didn't want to hear a project pitching in a Twitter space because it feels fucking just like sad, man. Like to be like it's the whole song and dance routine. Like yes, we like I just don't want to participate in that. So to
yeah.
have something that didn't necessarily that I guess was like more a reflection of like, oh, this is just like the average person. Like it's casual. There's no it's formatted and structured, but it's not fucking pompous and like a circle jerk. So I don't know, dude. You classic Vanguard early morning space.
Classic. Oh, it trips me out that like the people that I started with, the people that I co-hosted with, are not really they're not doing spaces anymore. It's like, and I'm still here. Like, I just celebrated 1 year a couple weeks ago, like 10 days ago. It's so wild to me. But yeah, no, it's been a very special journey for me with Solana setup. So I'm glad you were a part of that journey. But let us pivot back to Scribble Labs and their journey. So in the immediate future, is there anything like, are you like, I have a
Yeah,
banger coming for Christmas?
I
Like,
I have a
what are we
banger.
looking for?
I have a banger, but I don't think I can publicly speak about it. If you pop
Okay.
into the server and just like look, you know, use your own judgment. This is what I'll say about this: is I'm trying to pull a fucking psyop, man. Not oh, this is a psyop. Like I'm trying to pull a marketing psyop to make vending machines at least pop. Um, I think I can take our like okay, say there's only like 4,000 active users with Solana addresses.
Yeah.
My goal is to get at least 2,500 through this. If it's more than that, I'll be fucking elated. If it's less than that, then we keep going until we make something that works. But I think this is it. I think I'm onto the thing. Well, okay. It's the thing that made the vending machine like process where it was where like your users are trying it and we're like, holy shit, boys, it works. How do we make this fucking like go? So it's a full test of Scribble token suspension, NFT suspension, roll dispersion, and fucking SPL token cash out. We're like my goal with it is to showcase every single feature, every single use case of like how our product could be used, make a real life example, and then like even now, like we've had 3 people reach out and say, "How much do you want for a vending machine? Because I can use that for my thing." And we say, "Hey, man, we're still trying to price it, right? Like I have no idea. Like for us, our experience, we ran it for I think 8 days publicly now. It's made like 2,700 in sales. So we're kind of basing like I don't have like a hard number for that shit candidly, but like
Yeah.
I'm trying to like you can do a monthly sub, you can do a one-time payment if you want
Yeah.
customization. Like it
Yeah.
opens up a whole, at least for us,
Yeah.
right? Where we're like, okay,
Yeah.
if this thing makes it is the product for us that like takes off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I really think that Fitler would be super excited about this product. So definitely after Breakpoint, once we're like
Oh
we're
yeah,
soft, we should definitely hop on a call about this, because I'm excited about it and I'm not a dev. So I know that his dev brain would just like explode with this information.
yeah. No, I'd be excited. We could get our boys together. Got to shout out the team. Got Yee, Toast, Cal, fucking everyone that's helped us along the way. And then, you know,
Yeah, hopefully we can have a
Because
part
it's a collective.
two. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we can have a part two and they can all join us and, we can see where we're at in like, 6 months from now, 3 months from now. No, we're not doing 3 months from now. It's Christmas time.
That'd be
Don't wanna
fucking
do that.
busy,
But
dude.
maybe in the new year we check in. But definitely if you have new products, new things going on, definitely hit me up. We'll do. Thank you, LDGS. I think it was two. There was a lot of information. Yeah, no, it's
I'll,
been a pleasure.
I'll be real. If anyone had no idea what the fuck I was talking about, I would be happy if you can either pop in the Scribble server, you can send me a DM with a wallet drainer, and we'll talk about it. Whatever. I'm down. I don't care.
No,
Hit me
please no
up.
wallet
I'm
trainers.
just
Please
kidding.
no wallet trainers, guys. But definitely I've posted the definitely follow Joonbas, definitely follow Scribble Labs, definitely hop into the Discord because they're obviously up to a bunch of super creative and crazy things that I think we can all benefit from. If not right now, definitely, yeah, exactly. No wallet drainers. Guys, if you are in the chat, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What are you doing? Also, now is a good time to claim your views because once I shut this down, King Feast, what's going on? Why no?
Oh, I think he's just responding to King Han. I appreciate you for having me, B. Your format's cool. I appreciate the platform. Appreciate all the people that took the time to pop by and swing by. It's cool seeing your tech live as well on the
Yeah,
decoders, and
it's
like
coming.
that's
Come
crazy to me
on.
that this is like the one you're testing use case, one you have people that are using your platform. Like it's cool as fuck. I love it. So
Yeah,
thanks
no,
again,
and
man.
definitely, yeah, definitely check out some more of it for sure. Oh my goodness, guys. So, uh, we're back at it tomorrow. I have creator, I think I'm doing three in a row, which is nuts. I have content creator roundtable tomorrow. It is with Scriber. Um,
Oh,
it's with it's a bunch of, I don't even know. They were like, "Can we all come?" And I was like, at a certain point, I was just like, "Oh, Edamar, thank you. Bum, 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 bum. Edamar just gave us a tip, a super
that's
chat.
fine.
Let's go." Thank you so much for that, Edmar. You're so generous.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, I don't know. I have a bunch of the guys from Scriber. Don't tell Butler, but there might be more than I'm supposed to have, but
They're
whatever.
cool.
It'll
I
be
like
fine.
what they're doing, man.
Yeah, Dynamic, they're all really smart guys. I love them all. And they're
He's
very
in the Scribble server. I got lucky
yeah,
and had a
yeah.
call with him.
Yeah, Dynamics is cool. He, Solana Side Up is under the Scriber banner officially. They approached me, I don't know, about in January, I think, and said, "Hey, we like what you're doing," and I'm like, really? Because it's just me talking out into the internet as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, no, they've been very supportive. And then we have all of these VC uh, happy hours, and I've learned a lot about them and what's going on with them, and they're all really smart. So we're gonna have a little, they all are pretty much thread writers and doing all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna have a little round table tomorrow and check them out. So guys, claim those views. Come back tomorrow, get some sleep, stay hydrated, stay in your lane. Thank you so much, Joonbas. Bye, guys.